So today guys, me and Collins, or Sleepy Snake as you guys know him as, we decided to do a year-end review for Grand Summoners. Now we have done this before in the past, actually earlier this year, around January 1st or 2nd it could have been, on my channel and on his channel. We did a collab video where we talked about pretty much how we thought GS did for last year, what we expect to happen going forward, and some stuff we're looking forward to. And that's pretty much what we do again this year. However, we had a lot of stuff to talk about, because you guys know a lot of stuff happened this year, especially if you've been playing GS for a while. A lot of stuff happened, both good, both negative, and we wanted to get out a lot of our thoughts. So right now, before I even start editing the video, because of the time of recording this, I have not even touched the editing part of this. We are looking at a runtime of 1 hour. I'm almost positive I will not have an hour video on the channel. It's probably going to be cut down to 30 minutes, but just keep in mind that it will mainly be just random gameplay in the background with me and Collins talking, pretty much like a podcast, but without our faces. So without further ado, let's go.
Hey, big head.
We're not doing that. We're not even going to start with that. We're talking about the year end, talking about all that good stuff. What happened this year, the end of it, the current state of GS, and what we believe as the future. We did a video similar to this last year, at the beginning of last year, I think. Or I guess this year, it's not next year yet, but at the beginning of this year we talked about it for the Rona. Yeah, now we're gonna do it again, but at the end of this year. Before we talk about everything that we reminisce about everything that came out, let's just say it right at the top, how you feel personally about this year. How do you feel?
I feel like this whole year was probably a good 7 out of 10, a good 7.5 out of 10. Cause at the beginning of the year it was lit, and we was getting new stuff. Then it felt like it just it died down for me. But that's just how I feel.
Yeah, the usual GS cycle, which is what I talked about. We actually said that in the video last year. In the beginning we was like, yeah, you know, they have all this stuff coming out, but it's gonna do the same thing that it always does, which if you guys don't know, if you're new to the game or whatever, GS always goes on this cycle where we get loaded with content at the end of the year to beginning of the year, and then it goes on a dry period where we don't really get too much, or the stuff that we do get, it pisses off everyone because it's not supposed to be out yet. We just kind of go on that period over and over and over until we get to finally like around fall again, and then everything starts to pick up again. So they take usually like a 2 to 3, maybe even 4-month break. I would say personally, like YouTube wise and just the GS and everything, it's been pretty good. I think definitely the highlight for this entire year was Yu Yu Hakusho coming out, because I'm just such a huge fan of it. And then also it did really well. A lot of people were getting into the game, a lot of people were interested in it. That was probably the most popular GS has been since, like, I don't know, the Blood Knights came out. It was a very nice sign to see, and very good, because a lot of people were hating on the anime and talking about how it was for boomers or older people and everything like that. And it's like, bro, it's Yu Yu Hakusho, biggest anime ever. Of course it's gonna drive in like a ton of attention. Like in terms of popularity, Yu Yu Hakusho is the biggest anime we've gotten. I mean, we haven't gotten Demon Slayer or anything. That would be like the only thing that could rival is popular. If I were to give it a number, not including like everything that happened game dev wise, like development decisions and everything, like just the amount of stuff we got and what they did gameplay and content wise, I would say probably with you, I'd probably say 7 out of 10 myself, or 7.5. If we were talking about specifically Yu Yu Hakusho, then it's about like an 8.5 out of 10, of course. And I feel like a lot of content maybe it got slowed down a little bit due to, you know, the coronavirus. But at the same time, I feel like you have these other companies that are able to still produce content and deal and work around the entire pandemic. And I feel like we really shouldn't let them off too easy, but of course give them a little bit of a pass because of everything that happened. But we did get a lot, you know, we got a lot of new crossovers, got some reruns. Didn't we get Kill la Kill this year too? Was that this year? I think.
No.
Pretty sure.
No. Kill la Kill.
We didn't get Kill la Kill?
Kill la Kill was it last year in the fall.
It was like around Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, what I want to add to that with the Yu Yu thing, because at the beginning of the year, it was the anniversary, right? Then they had that little section, they had Goblin Slayer, then they added Shield Hero. Once they added that Shield Hero, it really started, like, numbers started to go up. Like, GS was growing YouTube wise, and this like downloads and player base and revenue for them. Then once Yu Yu Hakusho came out right after Shield Hero, it was really popping, and it was good, yeah, content wise, and it was fun. Yeah, it got a lot of people attention, and I definitely enjoyed it. I was enjoying it during that time, and I felt like that was really top peak, and it was probably like an 8-9 out of 10 for me, just overall enjoying it and streaming it and just playing the game even off stream. I felt like it was definitely great.
Whenever you think of it from like a content creator standpoint and you think of it from a game developer standpoint, it just seems weird to me that whenever you saw that huge growth from Yu Hakusho, that would like, I feel like that would be the perfect time to be like, all right, we need to now fix everything that is currently wrong or try to improve the game as much as possible to keep these people interested. But the whole idea with GS and the idea that it's had since like the beginning of its lifespan is that, and it's the same thing that Warframe is kind of currently facing, and it's the pyramid effect, where you start out as this new player, you know, you're brand new to the world, and the more and more time you play, the more and more you get into the game, you know, the higher up you go in this pyramid. Well, once you get all the way to the top and there's nothing else for you to do, then what happens? You know, what do you do? What type of content do you play? What do you do? And it really comes down to you just helping out new players and then doing crest palaces, and that's really it, until finally, you know, you just stop playing the game. So you don't want to leave, you want to keep playing the game, but they kind of, without willingly telling you or out straight up forcing you to leave, they pretty much push you away and they knock you out of the pyramid. But then it's the next wave of players, it's the next wave of new players. They go all the way up that pyramid again, and it's the same thing that happens, knocks you away, then they do it again. And that's kind of like the whole development process and the whole development philosophy and that Grand Summoners has had, at least the global team. I don't know, I can't really speak for JP how they do, but that is how they do, of course, for global. Yeah, but content wise and everything, that's kind of like how it goes. We've gotten a lot of good stuff. We got the luck bonus system, but if we talk about just what we got like added to the game, not including like all the quality of life, we really only got one new feature this year, which, well, actually, no, didn't we get two? No, I think we only got one, because Mines was last year, right? I don't think it was this year.
Mines was this
Or was
year.
it this year?
That's when right when Shield Hero was coming out, that's when Mines dropped.
We got two major things, which is the luck bonus system and Mines. Mines, cool game mode. It wasn't exactly what I wanted in terms of what it could be. I wanted more of a boss rush. Luck bonus system is cool though. It gives you another way for you to increase your unit's power and everything. It's not really too well heavy either. It doesn't really take much to get that double crest, which is the main, I guess, treasure, the main gem from. Once you get that, you know, you're pretty much good. I think it takes 30 luck in total or something. So as long as you have 30 luck gems. And then we have the most recent thing that came out, the ReZero crossover, CTB and all that. Which how would you feel?
This ReZero crossover it's like it's so 50-50 towards people.
You think it's 50-50?
Because I wasn't expecting like a lot of people to like watch this anime, but apparently like a lot of people know it. So I mean that's cool. But you know, they was dropping the CTB banners, you know, from the starting of August to the fall to now. Then they're gonna drop Juno out of nowhere, which a lot of people wasted their crystals on and really couldn't summon on this first part 1 of ReZero banner. I mean, we have the guaranteed ticket, but that's only one unit, and they really couldn't get anybody else because they don't have any crystals, and they probably don't want to spend any more money on the game because they probably just almost just wailed for Juno. I always loved new crossovers. We had two rerun crossovers, so I was definitely fine with something new to come. It seems like, I think they said they had to go through some papers to sign it just to get this come over here to global. But I wish they would have told us, or like at least put out a statement or something. A lot of people was down that Goblin Slayer was here. ReZero wasn't coming. It came late, but it's here. I think this crossover is pretty decent. It's pretty nice so far. Always new unit, new crossover. It's always something fresh, something that I like. So far, it's been great.
Yeah, I feel very 50-50 on it too. More so because the way how they did the banner structure this time, it's just weird and different. They just put 2 of the crossover units on one banner, and then they're gonna release another banner like in a week that's gonna have another 2 on it. So it's definitely weird. I don't understand why they did that. As for everything else, you know, that happened this year, really bad development decisions, and I want to say that everything that we said last year kind of happened to an extent. I feel like a lot of it happened the way that we thought. Definitely feel like that. I hate that it happened the way that it did, but I think we're starting to see a little bit of a plateau effect, or possibly even a slight decline in the interest of GS and the way that it's currently going, which is not even due to anything wrong with the game itself. It's more so just the way how the game is run. But that leads in to the next thing that I want to talk about, which is the current state of GS and how it's been, because man, dude, these last few months I've been having to try to keep people calm and keep people happy, and oh man.
Man, we got OG players deleting all their characters, summoning on the 5K out. Man, it's been rough. It's been rough.
Yeah, the state of the game right now in terms of community health, let me say, is not good. It's really not great. If you're just getting into the game, you probably should know there's no reason in hiding it from you. The development team to the community, ever since like Crunchyroll got a part of GS, it has been very, very 50-50 a lot of times. I would even say like 70-30, like 70%. The community's always asking like, what are you guys doing? And the developers 30% of the time will answer us. And a lot of stuff they say too is more so just copy pasted. They say the same thing every time that they come out and say something, or Eric like posted something. It's always the same wording, the same sentences, the same word. It's never anything else. It's like you're talking to a bot. It's always like, oh, we're working on content, we're doing this, we're doing that. It's just like, well, show us. You know what I mean? Like, you keep saying this and you keep crying wolf to an extent and nothing's happening. And you talked about it earlier. This would help out the community. So talking about how the development team, they should just say something to us, like what they're doing. Every single month, I'm not even lying to you, every single month, there is multiple games. I could name them off that do either a live stream or a video or something like that, or put out a calendar where they say, this is what's coming this month, this is everything that's going to be added, this is what you guys can expect for the following. There is so many mobile games that are doing that. Mobile games, no matter how you look at it, they're like any other type of online service game. They are here, they're trying to keep your attention, and they're trying to get you to play them for as long as possible so they can support themselves, because one day it may get to the point to where they can no longer support themselves and they just die. That's the whole point of a live service game. We have games like Epic 7, Dissidia, FFB, tons and tons of gacha games. Hell, even Dokkan and Legend started doing it.
When I was playing Blazing months ago, they was putting out statements, update, blah blah blah, stuff is gonna happen. Then of course at the end of the year, they put out statements that like the game might close. It might be a chance. Then they finally released that it was closed. But throughout the months that I was playing Blazing, they was putting out statements, and even Dragon Ball, because I played that a lot. They actually do live streams on their YouTube channel, which I've seen Grand Summoners do live streams and videos and stuff before, but Dragon Ball Legends does a live stream for each major update. They put out a statement from every mini update that's coming out. So this past Black Friday deal that we got, UI Goku and Jiren, they did a whole live stream with that, and it was just for a Black Friday deal, right? They could have done, Grand Summoners could have done something for Juno, right? They could have done a live stream or a video where they sit down and this is coming. Of course they did. They had the Crunchyroll Expo where they showed off the Luck Gems and the Double Crest, right? I mean, they could have put out a statement or something that like it's coming now.
Another thing too, talking about that live stream, Juno was not hinted at in that live stream, and that live stream was supposed to show us everything coming for the rest of the year. They showed something about the Blood Knights, but I don't think it was Juno, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was just Blood Knights at the end. It was at the very end. It was Blood Knights. That's what they showed. I mean, I highly doubt it was in their plan to release Juno at that time. I wasn't expecting Juno until the end of December, or maybe even early January. I wasn't even expecting her in November at all. Like, that was out of nowhere. And I was saving up my crystals. I had like 600 crystals saving up for Juno, and it just dropped. I was like, okay. Then we didn't have the pity system too. Then I was like, dang, was it really any point of me, saving up and everything?
It gets even worse, right? It gets even worse whenever you consider that there's no pity system, and it's like that right there. I feel like was the tipping point for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why people got so pissed, because before then it was mainly just the 10k out thing. That was really what people were really upset about. But then they took away the pity. Why did they do that? Who knows? It's not like the banner was like guaranteed 5-star every multi or something, or like the boost or the rate units, or not the rate units, but the banner units had like insanely boosted rates. It didn't have any of that.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no reason for the pity to be missed. If you guys don't know what pity is, because people ask me this, it's whenever you get 30 multi-summons. Well, in GS's terms, you summon 30 times, you get 30 hero gems, and then you can go into the alchemy shop, and then you can exchange those 30 hero gems for a unit that's on the banner. A lot of people were saving up their 1,500 gems to, of course, pity Juno, because everybody wanted Juno. And it comes out It's not there. So state of the game right now is insanely poor. A lot of people are saying that I'm the reason why they keep playing the game or whatever the case may be, or they're really only staying because they enjoy my content and they like how I am, who we are and everything, and that's the reason why they want to stay and keep playing the game. They love interacting with people and just playing the game like that. But even then, it gets hard. Like, you guys think it gets hard, or you guys to keep playing the game. Imagine if you were us and we had to make fucking content on the game
every single day. You
had to make content on the game like pretty much every single day, and it's like, oh, we'll just go play other games and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Yeah, we could do that, but I don't want to see the game die. There's a reason why I make content on it. I like the game, and you know, it gets really hard sometimes because you see all this negativity going around in the community and everything, and it gets really hard to kind of make videos on it and make entertaining videos whenever you're kind of down in the dumps because of all these bad decisions that they're just making from a development standpoint. And it sucks to see the game go down this way because you know they can do better. I know they can. The entire community knows they can do better because they did do better. In year 1 of Grand Summoner, still to this day, is my favorite year of Grand Summoner. It was just amazing. Around the 1 year anniversary, they were doing so much, showing off so much stuff, and that was like such a fun time. And literally everything changed when the Fire Nation attack. Whenever we got signed with Crunchyroll, everything changed, and it just ever since then, dude, it's been just so bad. And to be honest, I haven't seen Yama P talk to the global community directly since that's happened.
After Crunchyroll Expo, I'll count Crunchyroll Expo. The very last time that I seen him make like a statement for real was when we got High.
He literally hasn't said anything directly to the global player base in a long time. If you guys don't know who Yama P is, by the way, he is like the main director. He is like the main person over the entire game that is Grand Summoner. Definitely well invested, let me say, in the Japanese player. Is always on live streams. They do live streams pretty much every month talking about stuff that's coming out in JP. What Global should be doing, just talk and having newsletters. He talks on Twitter to the JP player base. He likes and retweets different stuff about GS on JP, which I know there's 2 different development teams for Global and JP, but it's like at this point, hell, can we just like let the Global development team just go away, just give it to the JP development team? I know content would take longer to come out because they'd be working on 2 games at once, but hell, if it means that like at least whenever it comes out at the appropriate time, it comes out when it's supposed to, it comes out like actually good, I'll be perfectly fine with it. And this is another thing too, because of course I don't know what goes into, you know, making a game, especially porting it over from the Japanese thing, but a lot of people said this. Most of the work is done for you. The content, the events, all of that is pretty much done. The only thing you got to do is translate the game. I just wish that we would get on a schedule and we would either screw it, we're catching up to JP, we catch up to JP, how Naruto Blazing was, where the unit comes out on JP first, a week later it comes out on Global. Either do that or put us on a schedule that it's like over the course of the next 6 months, we know it's coming out because we're following JP. Because we haven't followed JP in a long time. We get random banners, random units, random everything. In the beginning, we were following JP to an extent, but ever since like the 2nd year started and Crunchyroll joined at the end of the 1st year anniversary, we haven't followed JP once. Literally, Freed came out and 2 weeks later, Berwick dropped. Like, that's still one of the saltiest moments ever. Berwick's not supposed to drop for another like 6 to 8 months. Freed was supposed to be the best unit in the game for 6 to 8 months. Ever since then, the state of the game has just been in a very bad spot and very rough spot. And it's kind of funny too because every single time something goes wrong, I always see people comment like, bro, make OP the director of GS. I'm like, bro, please don't. Don't ever do that. Don't ever come to me talking about, hey, you want to be the producer of GS? Don't do it. For the love of God, don't. Because I'm not going to accept it, because if I mess up, they're going to be like, well, hell, it's just like the last time.
And another one thing I want to say, I feel like communication is like a big theme. Okay, like, because if you watch me a lot, you know that I play a lot of shooters, a lot of COD and stuff, because they always put out patch notes every patch. I mean, but even when I was playing Last Claudia, which I still check up on it, they do a live stream pretty much every other month or every month. They do a live stream over the updates and what's coming to the game. I mean, it's all about effort. I mean, I know COVID and everything, but to type up a statement and put the statement on Twitter, or put it in like the news tab on GS.
You know, state of the game is just really poor right now. And I hope it improves because literally just the developers are killing the game. There's nothing inherently, well, there is a lot of stuff inherently wrong with GS, but in terms of like just decisions that they make and the business decisions, the monetization decisions, all that type of stuff, I don't know, maybe we need to see a change in management for the global team or something else needs to happen. Like, because it's clear that the global player base or the global dev team doesn't play the game. I don't want to say they don't care because there could be people on the dev team that does care about the global side of the game, but some of them definitely don't play the game. And it's definitely the people who are over that are the ones that's not playing the game or paying attention to what the community wants and all that. As for our next thing, which is the future of GS. This can be anything, by the way. Whatever you want to say, crossovers, anything, you know, features. If you want me to go first, I'll go first, and then you can go, or if you want to go first, it's up to you.
I can go. Of course, the main thing is content. We talked about this, and I highly doubt that's going to happen. I don't like how Mako and Serpa is the two main support units that you need for in-game content, and they're crossover characters, and most likely those crossovers are probably not coming back for a long time. If it does, I'll be surprised, especially Kill la Kill. If Kill la Kill comes back, which has already been reran 3 times, because a lot of people, you know, needs Mako or needs Serpa, and that's when people have to do the multiplayer and they can't because they don't have the units. 2 main things. I wish they would like bring out like a unit that's a Hero Fest unit, I'll say, be able to be a support character like Mako and the Serpa and be able to use for in-game content. Another thing is not too much reran crossovers for the whole year. We had about 4 reran crossovers, 2 new crossovers. I feel like there need to be more crossovers and new crossovers. Of course, it takes time to get those all signed off, but get as many as you can. That's how I just feel about it.
In terms of content for GS, the future of it, here's the main things that I say that GS needs to change, or it could be possible that what we're about to go through, this is the last anniversary for Global, because if they don't change stuff, that pyramid is just going to get smaller and smaller and smaller until you only have Deadass the base and then the top. In terms of what they need to change, for one, communication. Like, that needs to be something that improves on in the future of GS all throughout the year. Y'all can't go dark like at 1 month or whatever, something goes wrong. It's like, oh, okay, we're hanging up. We're gonna hide for like, you know, a few months until something happens that people like, and then we're gonna come back. No, you guys can't do that. You guys need to be here talking to the community and all that. And that's the reason why the community is so negative towards anything that any of the global devs say, is because they neglect us like all the time, like a redhead stepchild. They neglect us 24/7, and communication needs to be a very big key point going into the next cycle of GS. Not only that, content, definitely. We need to get on a schedule of some kind. Like, I personally believe that we can't keep going on like the way we have with Global, just going out of order, going whatever way they want to. We need to get on a schedule, even if it's not like a complete schedule. We need to get on something to where we know this is going to be it for like the next few months. Like, for example, if we go to Cross the Blaze, make that be the only thing that comes out for the next couple of months. Like, don't go, oh, Cross the Blaze, Juno. That's not how it worked in JP. In JP, they did all the Cross the Blaze units, then Juno released. Talking about the whole Juno thing again, people wouldn't even have been that mad if it was the anniversary unit. If Juno was the anniversary unit, it would have made sense to an extent, be like, okay, people kind of could prepare for that. It was the fact that we went CTB, Juno. So it doesn't make sense, and I hope that in the future they continue on a path, like they stick to one saga at a time. You don't like cut in between and be like, oh, okay, we're doing CTB this day, and then now next week we're doing Cross the Blaze, even though CTB doesn't make sense. We need a lot more content than banners. I've been saying this for the longest, that GS does not need to be a banner game. A banner game is like Dokkan. Like, that's one thing, another comparison that we can make is that we have, you know, banner games where you play the game for the art style and the units themselves, but you don't play the actual game. You know, the actual gameplay is just whatever. Like, it's how it is in Dokkan. It's like, oh, you summon a unit, that's cool, but now I guess I'll wait till the next banner because I don't really feel like playing the game. It's not really fun, but the summoning's fun. That's one thing that Legends has over it, where Legends is like, oh, okay, I summoned this unit, that was kind of fun, and then now I can actually go play PvP with them. I can go do raids, go do co-op, whatever the case may be, and play like that. I wish that global GS, or just GS in general, would start moving towards more of that, because the summoning in GS is not fun. If the summoning isn't fun and you want to be a banner game, you got a problem. Definitely feel like that we need more content, a lot more than just banners. It's okay to release a banner every 2 weeks or every week. I personally feel like. But don't release must summon banners every single week. Have 1 to 2 hero festivals going on, maybe a month, and limit yourself to that. Also, another thing to talk about, because you talk about how you didn't want Mako and them to come back or whatever, you need them to come back because new players wanted them. I personally feel like they should do something that the City of Final Fantasy does and also Dokkan does, where there is a option in the game where you can go back and play previously ran events. So in the City, how it works is once an event goes away, 6 months later, that event gets permanently added to the game. And I don't understand why we don't do that in Global JP. I said Global JP, good lord. Global GS. And Global GS would benefit from that because people want to do the Finn event. Well, if you could just log onto the game and it was in the side stories and it was like, oh, okay, here's the Finn event. Boom, click on the Finn event, you can farm the Finn event. And that would just help the game out a lot more because it would mean that you wouldn't have to rerun content as much, and then you would be able to focus on newer content and newer things for the game than constantly rerunning the old stuff.
Another thing to add to that, I know in like Legends, you can buy super crystals, right? And 3 super crystals you can exchange for the unit. They can do a similar thing to that, or where they don't have to rebrand the crossover. They could just put Mako or Serpa, or even Blood Knights or Ninjas or CTB. If they wanted to put those units in there, they can put like a certain cosmetic that you can buy if they wanted money for that. And once you get that, you can go to the town, go to the Alchemist and exchange for it, then you have the unit.
Banners after banners after banners isn't cutting it. The wax schedule isn't cutting it. The development team's decisions sometimes just isn't worth it, and it just seems like they're so out of touch with the community. And then here's the biggest one, which isn't directly anything to do with the game in terms of like just general stuff like content, gameplay, whatever. Because of course we know like the super bosses are coming or whatever. There's new super giant bosses and the equipments and all that. I think that's coming later this year, or well, later, 2021. In JP, they recently reran Slime, and this is what I wanted to talk about because you were talking about the people wanted to rerun Slime. They are rerunning Slime at the moment. However, there are not the slime units that we have. They are brand new slime units that are Christmas themed, and it's possible that they may be stronger than their regular counterparts. Here's the thing though, I highly doubt Global gets this. I think this is one of the crossovers that Global will not get. And if we do, it won't be until like July or something, go along with like, oh, Christmas in July. That is currently what's happening in JP. We don't know their kids shit. We don't know what they do yet. So, that's just assumptions that people are making. But literally there's 3 new slime units that came out to JP. I feel like that a lot of people are going to be extremely upset about that because, they really want a slime to come. Yeah. And then not only are they going to be upset, not only are people going to be pissed off, upset, and all that kind of stuff, people are going to be so freaking livid. This could make people quit the game, especially with Slime returning. I feel like if they get Slime, like Christmas theme, and we don't get the Christmas theme Slime, that's cool. We could save that for the end of next year. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I think that after ReZero, we should get the Slime rerun that we wanted. With the Christmas stuff coming back, they haven't even announced it yet on JP. If the old Slime units are getting buffed.
Going on to this new topic, this is I feel like this needs to be added for JP and Global. If JP haven't added anymore, can we get some different like summon animations? Like at least
JP has not added any new summon animations.
Man, can we like at least like how Reyes pop up? Can we mix in the main story? Maybe Mirror or even Finn comes in.
Yeah,
Finn. You can still be gold letters and everything that's like that. But can we get a different unit? Still have Roy Reyes. Can we get Finn to come in or Mirror to come in? I feel like that would be pretty cool, and it will bring up a different vibe. And
or like whenever you get a Hero Fest unit, like everybody comes in and attacks or something like that. Like there's a lot of stuff you could do, but who knows when they would do it. But I think that is everything I wanted to say about GS because it was a lot. I think I got everything that I wanted to say. You got anything else to add?
I don't know what's going on this year, like coming up in 2021. Like you said, like we just said about the Slime crossover, I am expecting a Slime crossover pretty soon for Global. Sooner or later, it's going to come. At least it should. Going into 2021 for the future GS, the only thing I really expect is Slime and hopefully a change in the 10K out.
I hope to God that they can do some stuff, change the game in the way they're supposed to, but I don't know. At this point, the longer it goes on like this, the more and more I feel like that they stick too much to their roots, and they're just not gonna change that. Mm-hmm. But who knows? Management could change, new people could come in, whatever the case may be, and they could fix most of the stuff that's wrong with the game, because literally, like I said, and like a lot of other people said in the community, the only thing killing this game is the developers. Everything else about the game, people love. People could play this game. This could be a game that's very simple to play, like Dokkan. Very simple to get into, very easy to get into. Kind of, you know, once you start learning everything, kind of a little bit hard to master everything and learn it. Once you learn everything, this could be a game that lasts for years. That's gonna be it for the video, for me at least. I think we both said a lot. It's gonna be a lot to edit, but that's gonna be it, man. Gonna be it for your boys. If you want to see more Collins, of course, link to his channel in the description and everything. You guys go over there, check him out, subscribe to him, all that good stuff.
Subscribe!
But that's gonna be it. Tell me down below, or tell us down below, I guess, on his video or my video, how you guys really feel about the current state of GS, what's everything's been going on, how successful do you think this year for GS was, and what do you think about the future of GS, because I'd love to read them all and everything, especially while I'm going to doctor's appointments and stuff. I ain't got nothing to do while I'm waiting, so, you know, wouldn't mind reading some comments. Thank you all for coming out. It's been your boy P, it's been your boy Sleep. Yeah, don't forget to go check him out and everything. Link to all his stuff down below in the description. Don't forget to tell me stuff, get me stuff to read while I'm at the doctor's office and everything. But hey man, it's been your boy P, it's been your boy Sleepy, and last but not least, man, don't forget to drink water.